All right. Well, we want to welcome everyone to our National Apprenticeship Week webinar. Really hoping to share with everyone the impact of Youth Build and this global model for youth development. Before we go further into the presentation, I want to do some introductions. Frank Alvarez, Director of Partnership Development for Youth Build Charter School, California. I'd like to turn it over to Phil to introduce himself.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Phil Matero, founder and CEO of YouthBuild Charter School of California. Welcome, everybody.
I am
Hi,
Emily. Oh, go ahead, Helen.
I'm Helen Witcher. I'm Director of Career Technical Education.
And I'm Emily DeSantos, Communication and Outreach Director here at YouthBuild Charter School. So thank you all for being here. For folks who did just get in, if you could take our quick poll and introduce yourself in the chat, we would love that. Thank you so much.
And in a moment, y'all are going to hear from our panelists, and they're going to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their experience in Youth Build as participants, graduates, and an instructor as instructors. Be ready for that because that's a real exciting part of the presentation. What I want to just share before we really get into the panel piece is just what is Youth Build, right? And we're Youth Build Charter School California, and we partner locally with a number of Youth Build programs in our region. But together, like we work on fulfilling the mission of Youth Build, and that is really to partner with young people, true partnership with young people where we built a culture of positive youth development, love, and respect for each other that sets them up for that long-term success. And that's the core of what's been a part of this model since 1978 when it was started in East Harlem. Today, there's over 200 youth build programs across the globe. Now, I want to share this that, we now have this global reach, but all our programs have this in common, what you see here, a foundation of love and positive youth development. That's the culture that holds everything up. And then young people all benefit from the five core elements: leadership development, support services, education, career pathway, and alumni success. And together, these all work together to fulfill that youth build model and really like unleash that potential of opportunity youth here in the United States and across the world. The other most important thing to know about this is that although we have all these we have this in common, each program responds to the need of their community and the strengths of their community. Now, I do want to share some just global impact. This was from a evidence-based report that was done on Youth Build a couple years back. But here's just some of the numbers. We're seeing, 50% across our network are accessing placement opportunities in education. 19% are increasing their weekly earnings. Our recidivism rate is 6%. So within 1 year of within Youth Build, that re-incarceration or involvement in the justice system, it's only at 6% for our graduates, as well as some of the other numbers there in terms of their high school diploma credential attainment, increased access to community college, increased enrollment in vocational training, and then volunteerism. Because one thing that we believe that distinguishes Youth Build from other programs, other youth workforce development programs, is that piece on giving back to your community and building young leaders that show up in their community in different capacities as leaders. Now, I want to turn it over to Phil Matero to share a little bit about the charter school.
Sure. Just want to give you a little background on how this works in California anyway. California is kind of unique among the states in the country that we have an opportunity to enroll young people between the ages of 16 and 24 back into a high school program. It's not a GED program. It's not adult ed. It's an actual K-12 high school diploma program. We're fully accredited by the accreditation system. And the reason why we're able to do that is that when charter school law opened up in California, I was at the Conservation Corps at the time, but we joined together with Youth Build, Job Corps, WIOA funded programs and said, if we're going to do a high school diploma, a charter school network in California, let's make sure these young people who are working hard to prepare for their careers, they're 16 to 24, they're working in these youth development programs that are workforce development. Let's add to that a high school diploma component so that when they graduate, they have vocational certifications along with a high school diploma. So that's been a unique opportunity we've had in California. We'd love to see that happen elsewhere in the country. But for now, that's why we're able to be a part of this as a public high school. So we're serving young people who've been disconnected from school and work. I mean, the traditional school system just doesn't work for everyone. We understand that. We built this model really based on project-based learning, on a really trying to key into the interests and the goals of young people at this point in their life where they're coming back to school, trying to get prepared for their future. So we go on to the next slide. And the model is that we are a school within a program. So there's each of these, this kind of call this the octopus, but I mean, these are the different youth build programs, nonprofit organizations that are running a youth build program in our area and here in California. And we co-locate with them at the location so that we bring teachers and counselors to the program. So you've got your workforce team, you got your education team working together to provide a full holistic program for young people at this point in their lives. And why we exist? Well, I mean, yeah, I think it's clear. There's over 500,000 California youth who are disconnected from work and school. Something's not working right. And so we need innovation. We need to create models that are going to reach out to young people in a new way and tap into their interests and their passions for their future. So that's what we're really trying to do here. And then here's some of the numbers. Just we've been here 18 years now. We've had over 6,500 graduates statewide. 93% of our students have had positive outcomes. That means either graduating, moving on to college, moving into a job. 83% of our graduates complete a job training program. And 69% of our students earn more credit here at YouthBuild Charter School California than at their previous school. And then we'll send this out so you can get the rest of these numbers. But anyway, we're having a great response from young people. It's also what we see here is it's not a packet program. We're not an independent study program or an online program. It's full-time engagement, which is really an opportunity for young people to learn to socialize, to really connect and build those skills that are so important for them in the workforce later on. I think that's it.
Yeah, so YouthBuild, the model, has always had construction as one of its primary vehicles for working with young people. And in our efforts to develop a strong CTE model, we wanted to be sure that there was good hands-on career training and that we were able to integrate it along the way. So we wanted very much to be sure that we were responding to labor market needs. We wanted to be sure that these careers had trajectory and growth in them. We wanted to make sure that they could be integrated with things like the financial literacy and the life skills and helping our young people become leaders and allowing the academics that they were learning to be applied in the training that they were going to get. But most of all, we wanted to make sure that this was what the young people wanted. So through surveys, through focus groups, through student activities, engagements, we came up with this set of beginning pathways for ourselves. Frank, we can move that. Yeah, so YouthBuild as a national model is a collaborative one. It doesn't exist in a vacuum. No one program can do everything. And that's what makes the YouthBuild programs that were on the octopus that Phil showed and YCSC so successful together. Not all of the programs are CTE pathways. Not all of them are apprenticeship pathways. So you can see here with each of the breakdowns that some of them are operating as workshops, some of them operate as classes. For example, in the construction training, we use a number of credentials, including MC3, which is the union-based construction model, and we partner. So we partner with employers, with other organizations, with community members, with parents, and anyone that is going to be critical to helping our young people be successful. So that is a whole range. It's one of the things that makes being a community school also a really valuable part of this. Okay. And how do we prepare our young people for success? So we meet them where they are. Their basic needs have got to be met. We keep them engaged because if they're engaged, their attendance is high. They get excited about the career development and the career exploration that they're doing. And then they feel good about making a decision of going into a career pathway or going into a CTE class. We recruit them a lot by word of mouth. So a young person saying to another, saying to a family member, hey, this was a great program. It was where I learned a lot. Even if I didn't go into a particular pathway, it's what got me started thinking about it and having a very clear, organized, critical thinking way of thinking about what I wanted to do with my future. We also in California are able to work really closely with our funders, considering all of them partners in what we do, looking to them for events and activities, and also ways that we can make our young people help them be more successful. Okay,
All right.
can move on. And in this last slide, so advanced manufacturing is something that we've been working toward for the last number of years through a YouthBuild global grant very early on, but more so now, again, in that employer partnership, we are working with CAUSA, which is California Youth Apprenticeship, the Opportunity for Youth Apprenticeship, and then with K-12 Strong Workforce Program dollars. And that has helped us to begin a first STEM lab in the San Bernardino area. But what you will really see here, this was our ribbon cutting, but the way this will work when it all comes together and all the approvals are done is that a young person can enter in, they can explore the career, they can think that this looks like it might be an interesting job down the road. And with that, they will do pre-apprenticeship activities and they will begin the CTE pathway for advanced manufacturing. And when they complete that final capstone kind of volunteer project at the end of the year, they can then move on into the community where we are partnered with TET in San Bernardino. They'll finish training there. They get hired part-time by Walker Stamping or one of our other partner employers, and then we'll finish out an apprenticeship. So this is our first foray into a full apprenticeship, and we're very excited about it. And here is that video clip. I'm all ready.
Hello, I'm Nikki Nicole Granger. I am the instructor here at YouthBuild Inland Empire for the Advanced Manufacturing and 3D Printing STEM Lab. So I believe that our Advanced Manufacturing STEM Lab here at YouthBuild Inland Empire connects the young students and other individuals ages 16 to 24 here at our site with career pathways and apprenticeship programs and internships by doing the hands-on training. Here at our school site, our students single-handedly assisted in the development of our STEM lab. So that introduces them into construction with painting and different aspects of actually building out a STEM lab. And also the machinery that we utilize here on site is lathes, mills, micro lathes and mills, and also 3D printers. And we also have a small CNC machine here on site, and they're actually learning the technology here on site and performing the tasks themselves. So the hands-on training is what bridges that gap. So when they go into industry, will become familiar with the information.
All right. And just wanted to share on a couple other emerging pathways we have. One is that, prior to the pandemic, we had a partnership with the LA and Orange County Building Trades to provide a construction academy where we took our top graduates from all our programs locally in LA and ran them through the MC3 and then set them up for successful placement. So we're working with them to bring that back in the upcoming school year. So in 2027, we'll be able to bring the MC3 back to all our sites, and being able to use that as a capstone training for our seniors. They want to move into into registered apprenticeship. The other emerging pathway is healthcare. So that one we're doing that in partnership with LA Trade Tech, where we're going to be utilizing their healthcare career exploration pathway and certificate of achievement program, and set people up for successful placement with our partners like Propel for America, that has a medical assistance apprenticeship program, um, Pathways to Practice, that has a doula apprenticeship, and then working with the National Mental Health um, Alliance for Mental Illness under peer support specialist training. And really, what we're looking at in healthcare right now is just really to expose our young people to the different options in healthcare and get them ready to be successful in advanced training. All right. So that's just a little bit about our emerging healthcare work, but we are now moving into the panel. And what I want to do, this is why we're all here for. I want to introduce Chelsy Navarro and Chef Mario from Compton Youth Build to share a little bit about themselves and the program at Compton.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for being here today and taking the time to come in and view this webinar. Hopefully, you find it very useful. My name is Mario Morales. I am the executive chef and trainer here for Compton Youth Build Entrepreneur for Impactful Bites. Impactful Bites is a 6-month program that our members spend 4 months in-house learning the fundamentals of food service and hospitality, and then 2 months with our worksite partners. We are partnered with the National Restaurant Association Education Foundation to provide restaurant-ready curriculum for soft skills and ProStart curriculum for their culinary and hospitality side of our program, along with the traditional food handlers, serve safes, allergen certificates, to name a few. We are a ProStart certified school, which allows our members to participate in field trips that are related with the National Restaurant Association Education Foundation. And I'll let my student, Chelsy, speak more about the program.
Hello, my name is Chelsy Navarro. I am currently enrolled in the Culinary program at Compton Youth Build. We learn foundations of culinary arts and hospitality. The Culinary program provides hands-on training in a professional kitchen environment where I'm developing skills in food preparation, safety, and teamwork. This experience are helping me prepare for the future employment opportunities that I might have and continue in the education in the culinary field.
Thank you, Mario and Chelsy. Up up next, I'd like to introduce Luciano Meza and Chris Martinez from our RUTH Youth Build program.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Martinez. I am the construction trainer here for RUTH Youth Build, and we are a 8 to 10 week MC3 curriculum program, which we develop leaders and get our participants ready for educational and marketable skills in the workforce so that they can move on and be productive and make a good living wage through our partnerships with Trades Future. We have an MC3 certificate that we provide. We have a summer solar certificate that they can earn. They get OSHA 10 and they can get OSHA 30. I am a OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 trainer. So I'm the one that actually provides them with their OSHA cards. They receive CPR and first aid training. We have partnerships with Pierce College. We have partnerships with Habitat for Humanity, which our participants get to participate in what volunteerism is and how it is, how valuable it is to learn to give back to the community. And our participants really love that part of it. We do have partnerships with Harbor Freight Schools for Tools. and we also have oh no, we don't have a partnership, but we also have a partnership with Goodwill as well. So our participants get a lot of exposure. We take them on a lot of union tours when we get a chance, that when they come through the program, and we try to teach them a very valuable marketable skill so that they can grow out to be productive adults when they leave our program. And now I'm going to introduce Luciano Meza.
Hello, my name is Luciano Meza. I was a part of RUTH YouthBuild. I'm an alumni. I participated within the construction program. I got the certifications he was talking about, the MC3, CPR, and my OSHA 10. I used those certifications to go back in for the summer solar program, and I was able to get my solar certification. Hopefully next year, by this time, I should be working on the IBW with the connections that I've made so far. I'm really happy with the connections I was able to actually grab.
Thank you, Luciano, and thank you, Chris. And up next, I'd like to introduce Alex Sosa, graduate from the La CAUSA YouthBuild program, and La CAUSA's Culinary Arts instructor, Daisy Arias.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Daisy Arias, and I serve as the Culinary Arts instructor here at La CAUSA YouthBuild, located in East Los Angeles. I have a few years of experience in the culinary fields, and I also graduated from the culinary program at LA Trade Tech. And we have Alex today. He's one of our graduates from La CAUSA YouthBuild who completed the culinary arts program here with us.
Hi, my name is Alex Sosa, and I attended La CAUSA YouthBuild, located in East LA. Before joining the program, I had dropped out of high school and lacked motivation to continue my education. That changed when I came to YouthBuild. The hands-on training immediately caught my attention and encouraged me to give school another chance. Coming from a family with a culinary background, I was naturally drawn to the culinary arts program. Being able to cook and learn in a real kitchen environment motivated me to show up every day. The combinations of hands-on training and incentives pushed me even further, as I was not only learning valuable skills, but also earning while doing so.
I guess last and definitely not least, I do want to introduce Irvin Barragan. And Irvin's a graduate from the San Gabriel Valley Conservation Corps YouthBuild program in Almonte. I believe Irvin graduated some, I don't want to date him here, but some, so I think back in 2010. And I've had the privilege to know Irvin since he was in YouthBuild and seen him grow and move from his program and pursue his passion. And I want to just turn it over to Irvin right now and have him introduce himself.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the introduction, Frank. My name is Irvin Barragan. I'm currently the outreach coordinator for the Apprenticeship Readiness Fund. We're the nonprofit side of the LA and Orange County Building and Construction Trades Council. But yes, as Frank mentioned, I'm a graduate from back in the day, 2010, about 16 years ago now. Feels like a lifetime ago. But yeah, I'm excited to be here on the panel and share a little bit about my experience with everybody here.
All right, Emily.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your introductions. So to kick it off, our first question is something that Alex already touched on a little bit in his introduction, but I'd like you to share before YouthBuild, what was going on in your life, what were you up to, and what ended up bringing you to YouthBuild?
I'll go ahead and take that one first. So when I was 16, I got into trouble for Grand Theft Auto and a pursuit. I was in the wrong steps. That caused me to get in and out of juvenile detention centers and boot camps up until I turned 18. And then I got my girlfriend pregnant. And there I was in LA County Jail trying to figure out how I was going to make ends meet when I got out. One of my friends wrote me a letter telling me that he was doing this construction training program where he was getting paid to go to school. I was like, that's perfect for me, right? Like, I can go to school and make some money and be able to buy diapers for my baby. So I did that, and it was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. not just the hands-on training, but the smaller classroom sizes. I got the attention I really needed and the support I needed from the teachers, right? And the teachers, they're very dedicated. They could be anywhere else, but they're teaching us, right? We're very hard population to teach, I might say. So I give them a lot of kudos for being able to support us through the whole process. That's where I was at before I got into YouthBuild.
Thank you for sharing. Chelsy, do you want to share?
Yes, I'll go. Before coming to YouthBuild, my life wasn't really on the right track. I struggled to stay really focused on school. I was struggling a lot, and I wasn't really learning anything. I spent almost 2 to 3 years on online school, and which made it even harder for me to stay motivated and engaged with people that I would only see throughout the screen. So, what brought me to YouthBuild was one of my old friends. She used to attend to the program. She graduated last year, and she told me all about the program, all about the opportunities and support that they give you here. So I decided to call and came to an orientation. And from the second I stepped here, I felt like this was my place. I felt like I could actually get back on track. The support and the programs were going to help me a lot, and they did. And ever since, I just been here, and a lot of support and a lot of motivation too.
Thank you. Luciano, do you want to share?
Yeah. Prior to YouthBuild, I was actually working at a dead-end job, and I was very upset with my school. I didn't think that they were paying attention to me or working with the progress that I was at. Thankfully, I met a friend at the job, and he was able to introduce me into YouthBuild. They told me that they could pay for my intuition and they would give me grants. So I gave it all I could. Honestly, the ability to make money for my schoolwork felt really encouraging, and I kept going from there.
Thank you. So our next question that I have for you is, before you came to YouthBuild, did you have any idea of what career path you wanted to pursue? Or how did YouthBuild help you kind of explore the potential career pathways that you could maybe go into after you graduated?
Although I had an interest in culinary before joining the program, it helped me grow my passion and commitment to pursue a career in the field. Today, I am enrolled in the Hospitality Training Academy apprenticeship program and currently working in the food industry.
Thank you, Alex. Chelsy, would you like to share?
Yes, I didn't have a clear idea about my career before coming to YouthBuild. My experience here helped me explore different options and discover my interest in rheology, which is not in culinary, but still love both. I discovered my interest in rheology. They supported me finding and applying in my career, in my current college path. Sorry.
And what college are you planning to apply to and study radiology at?
I already applied, and I'm going to El Camino College in Gardena.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Irvin, would you like to share?
Yeah, so growing up, my mom wanted me to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pilot, but getting in trouble, I feel like a lot of those options were cut off to me when I had all those backgrounds, right? So when I got into YouthBuild, I learned about alternate career paths, about the traditional apprenticeships. I was interested in joining IBW, but I wasn't that good at math, or I didn't apply myself to study for the test. So I ended up joining the conservation course side of my YouthBuild program. Got to plant a lot of trees, got to do a lot of trail maintenance in the mountains. And unfortunately, one day there was a fire and they evacuated all of us. And I asked the fire personnel if me and my crew can help out. And they said, no, you guys don't have the proper training or the certifications. You got to go to school for that. So me, when somebody tells me, hey, you can't do something, it makes me want to do it even more. So I used my AmeriCorps grant and I went to Rio Hondo College and I attended the Wildland Fire Academy. And I was fortunate enough to get hired on as an entry-level firefighter in Northern California, where I did that for about 8 years.
Thank you, Irvin. Luciano, would you like to share?
Yeah, prior to actually knowing what job I wanted, I didn't know. All I know is I wanted to work in construction and be a boss or a manager in some type of position. They going to YouthBuild gave me the opportunity to see that there's a lot more in construction, especially if you want to implement technology within it, and they pay a lot for that. Thankfully, I used my certification and the money that the school gave me to get my guard card, and that right now is what's keeping me afloat, paying me a decent amount. And I think I can invest in it and continue to get paid more, eventually making it my own business and just having to guard people and using that as my own thing. Hopefully, you'll find some grants for that. I created my LLC. Hopefully, we'll keep going.
I love that. So we see that even when the young people are exploring different career pathways at YouthBuild Charter School and doing the hands-on job training here, it's not always the career they end up pursuing, but it's still a great life skill that they have. And so my next question that I'm curious about is what types of hands-on job training did you get when you were at YouthBuild, and what did you find to be the most valuable job training that you got? So Chelsy, if you would like to take this question first.
Yes, my favorite part of hands-on training that I received at YouthBuild was the culinary training. I enjoyed learning how to cook and gaining real chicken experience. It was really fun and it was really successful too.
Thank you. Irvin, would you like to share?
Yeah, so I got to do a lot of different hands-on training. I think some of my favorite was actually going into the mountains, getting away from the city, cleaning up the trails, and just taking a sandwich for lunch, sitting under a tree, enjoying the river. Something that I didn't really get to enjoy a lot growing up as a city kid. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite experiences during the hands-on training. But I think something that prepared me for the hands-on training and for work in general was the mental toughness. Once you can make it through that mental toughness and they tell you to dig a hole and then bury the hole again and then dig the hole again, um, work becomes easy after that.
Do you want to share a little bit about what mental toughness is at a YouthBuild program? Because that's something that all YouthBuild programs typically do, although it does look a little bit different at different programs. But how would you summarize what mental toughness is?
So back then we used to call it psychological warfare. So it was partly like just trying to test where you are mentally to see like how good you are, what tools you have in your toolbox to help you with high stress situations, to be able to work with different individuals from different backgrounds. Maybe you grew up in a certain neighborhood and you're not allowed to talk to other people from other neighborhoods. But it was very interesting getting to do a little bit of the hands-on training and the mental stuff behind mental toughness. I believe it's about a week long, and usually graduates come and help facilitate that with the new students that are coming in. It's basically like a boot camp to make sure individuals are ready for YouthBuild.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty succinct way of putting what mental toughness is there. Alex, would you like to share a little bit about some of the hands-on job training that you were able to get in the culinary program at CAUSA and how you've been able to apply that in your life?
Yeah, it was well, for me it was the field trips in different colleges and all the catering events I did. I learned a bunch of different knife skills, cooking methods. For me, it was really fun. Like I loved it.
Thank you. Can you share about like maybe one of the field trips you went on? Like what was one place that you guys got to go?
We went to LA Trade Tech, and it was really fun. I liked it. It was really cool.
Thank you. And Luciano, would you like to share a little bit about the hands-on job training that you got in construction while you were at RUTH YouthBuild and how you've been able to apply that, even though, you're pursuing security guard stuff now, but how have you been able to still apply that in your life or for future career goals you have?
I was able to apply the construction skills that I learned when I was able to work with others. Honestly, working in construction in the heat and building makes you learn patience, especially if you're showing others that don't know a lot about construction. Right now in my job, I've implemented that a lot with my patience. I need to be able to communicate with others and explain that there's some things that I can't allow to happen. And that's honestly what I hope to take and grow. We also did a lot of community projects where we would chip off old paint and repaint them. And that honestly helped me go door to door and start talking to more people.
That's great. So just learning to get out of your comfort zone and communicating. I know those are all really just good life skills to have. So my next question is actually going to be for the instructors, and I can start with Mario. Mario, what skills do you feel like are the most important to teach your participants in your program? And then what sorts of partnerships have you been able to establish to connect graduates with jobs, internships, apprenticeships, and other things like that?
All right. So I think for me, to be very honest with you, and just to touch back a little bit, like I have a similar background to the members that we serve. I'm a high school dropout. But the one thing that kept me focused was the fact that I wanted to make money. And so I ended up having habits to be able to keep a job successfully, even though my education wasn't at par with my skill set. So what I definitely instill in my members is showing up on time, right? It's crucial. It's in my opinion, in our field, it's the biggest skill they can learn. And the way that we implement this here is our members, I instill in them since now we call it RISE, no more warfare or what he said earlier. Now it's RISE. So what we instill with them is from the beginning is that if you're walking into the classroom on time, you are late. The expectation for me in my classroom is arriving 10 to 15 minutes early, getting in your chef uniform, your head to toe, getting your sanitation bucket, and obviously a positive habit is washing your hands every time you walk into the classroom, and they're expected to be at their seat prior to the beginning of the class. The other thing that we do, and we always give them the why, right? We don't just enforce it, we or implement it. Sorry, enforcement just sounds like a really strong word, but we implement it. And we give them the why. We give them the reasoning why. I give them the reasoning why in my background and why I was able to push to the level that I was able to get based on being consistent, showing up on time, making myself flexible, being able and then it's not just about communication, is can you listen, right? Can you listen to direction? And then can you execute on top of that, right? In this field as chefs, you guys are going to hear yes chef, heard chef, etc. And we're all saying it, right? But we're not saying it because we binge watch the show Bear for the weekend. We're saying it because it basically confirms that you understood the ask, that you're locking it in, and that you're gonna do what's expected, right? And it's also confirmation for the chef that you heard what was asked of you, and it's just a confirmation that the person understood what's being asked and that you understand what's being asked. So obviously listening, being on time, and obviously the fundamentals, right? When you're for every trade, right? For us is knife skills, classical knife skills, mother sauces, stocks. We touch a little bit on classical French cuisine here in this course as best we can for the time that's allowed. But none of that is gonna make sense, or none of that is worth anything if they can't do the first two, right? Showing up on time and being able to communicate. You can have the best knife skills in my classroom, but then when we put you on the job site, if you can't show up on time and we didn't teach you how to show up on time, then you're gonna be easily overseen, and then you're gonna go to the next person. It's real crucial, and I always emphasize this by leading by example. I mean, in my field, there was several chefs that had higher education, had very much more elevated backgrounds in the field than I did. I've been a corporate cafeteria chef for 15 plus years, but the reason I was able to continue to scale up was for all those reasons, right? And along the way, I had my show up time, my listening time, all that fundamentals in place, because all the other stuff I ended up learning it on the site, right? My biggest goal is to introduce them to the materials, introduce them to the language, the terminologies of the field, have a basic understanding on the fundamentals, and then someone else in the field is going to grow them, right? But in order for them to grow my members, they need to listen, they need to communicate, and they need to definitely show up on time. So I can talk about several different things and keep it going, but I'll pass that on.
Thank you. Chris, would you like to share what are some of the skills that you think are the most important to teach your participants? And then do you have any relationships with partnerships for folks once they graduate?
Yes. So a lot of the skills that we try to instill in our participants are basically the same as Mario's, where we teach them that communication and soft skills and being on time is so important and so crucial. Like when you're an adult and you have to start making a living for yourself in the workforce. So we have partnerships with Trades Future. I have a regional coordinator that has helped me set up union tours where our participants are exposed to several different trades that they may be interested in. They may have one trade that they are interested in the beginning, but once they go see something, a different trade, they may change their mind and they say, "Oh yeah, I might like this better." So just the exposure alone from that really is very helpful, and it's a tool that we have in our toolbox that is great for our participants. We also have our partnerships with Pierce College, where we we do projects for each other. We are on the campus, on the Pierce College campus, and we have had our participants build and make different projects like benches where they didn't have a place to sit before, where now they have a really nice area to have lunch. We have partnerships with Harbor Freight Tools, where they have also programs that provide us with different tools, and they also have apprenticeship programs that they want to have some of our participants join with them as well. We have partnerships with Grid Alternatives, where we have our participants go on during the summer, and they earn a solar installation credential, and they can also get an advanced solar installation credential if they would like to continue, and it's a state recognized certification that they can get and actually join the workforce in the solar industry. Habitat for Humanity is one of our dear partners that we work with, where our participants learn how what it is to give back, and a lot of them at first they don't even understand what volunteerism is and what it is to give back. But once they see and they actually go and experience it, they do gain a great appreciation for it. We do teach them a lot of life skills, a lot of workforce marketable skills, and most of my teaching is hands-on, and they love it. I love just seeing their faces when they build something, when they finish something, and they see the finished product. They're really proud of themselves, and I take a lot of pride in that myself.
Thank you, Chris. And lastly, Daisy, would you like to share anything as an instructor that you feel like are the most important skills that you want to teach your participants, and what kind of connections do you have for them after they graduate?
Yes, some of the skills that I teach our participants here in the kitchen that are really important to me are time management, communication, and attendance. Time management, they know they have to be in the kitchen before we start class, start prepping and having everything ready. Communication, I do teach them in the kitchen because we do work with hot equipment. We work with sharp objects in the kitchen, so they have to constantly be communicating when they're setting things down or when they're walking with knives or anything around the kitchen. I think those are really, really big. And in attendance, I very, very big here, because one day in the kitchen, you miss a lot. One day we can go through knife skills, and then you can come in and you don't know what we did yesterday or any of that. So I think attendance is really, really big here. That's one of the big skills that we do teach them. One of our biggest partners that we do partner with is with Project Angel Food. They're a local food banks that cook from anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 meals a day. Those meals are freshly cooked from volunteers or our participants as well. And those meals get delivered to like the shelters that are around the area, or the elderly who are in need of food as well. We also partner with our local restaurants that we have around here, also that allow our students to get their hands-on experience there. What are the partnerships? I think that's all of them.
Just real quick,
yeah.
also, just when it came to that, I think one of the keys that we do is we're pretty strategic with our partnerships. Our local successful and Salvatore restaurant, he's an educator at Rio Hondo College, so it does allow him to understand the YouthBuild model behind the work, where he understands we're here to remove the barriers that would, normally impact a young individual's attendance at work, or even getting to work. And then one of the ones we're really proud of recently that we've been able to really lean on is our partnership with HTA, the Hospitality Training Academy. Alex is now attending, even from info shed, since we've attended tours, as Chris mentioned. Once you give a tour to a young individual, it kind of sparks their imagination and their drive to want to do something and want to accomplish it. And then also hosting them here on our site to give workshops. That's kind of jumps into recruitment and retention when they get to see that in person in their environment where they're a little bit more comfortable. They open up a lot more and are able to participate in those activities.
Thank you, William. So I want to open it up now to our audience and just see, does anyone have a question for our panelists that you would like to share? You can either unmute yourself, you can raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat, and we would love to share your questions. If no one has a question yet, I still have more questions I can ask, but please do put your questions in the chat or raise your hand if you do have a question. My next question for our participants is, how did YouthBuild prepare you for your career after graduation, or if you're going to college, how did you feel like YouthBuild prepared you for that? So Chelsy, if you want to take that question first.
Yes, YouthBuild prepared me for a career after graduation by helping me explore my options and guiding me through the process of finding and applying to my college and my career biology. I always had a lot of support and assistance. They took the time of the day to take me to the college, show me the college around, show me to my the new people I'm gonna be like associated with and all of that, and it was really fun.
Thank you, Chelsy. Irvin, would you like to share? Because I know you had kind of a roundabout way of getting to the career you are now. So I'd also like if you want to share a little bit about that, just, having all those opportunities for career exposure and helping you get to where you ultimately ended up now.
Yeah, so YouthBuild prepared me for a lot of things. One of those things was interviewing and looking for different jobs and navigating, right? When I first started YouthBuild, I was riding around on my bicycle. So a lot of the jobs I would look for after YouthBuild were limited to my transportation. But I've also learned how to save up money to buy my first car. And thanks to part of that America program, I was able to buy my first car. And with that, I was able to look for different jobs and go to Rio Hondo College and do the wildland firefighter thing. I also learned how to ask for help, right? Before YouthBuild, I didn't know how to ask for help, or I was just too prideful. I would go about things on my own, and I learned that in YouthBuild, I had a lot of mentors that not only wanted to help, but wanted to see me succeed, right? And yeah, like I've had lucky enough to have a lot of good mentors in front of me. And one last thing I wanted to share is people taught me how to be a better person, and consequently it taught me how to be a better dad. I have a 1-year-old son. He's right here. His name is Max. I have a 17-year-old daughter. She was just named the the editor in chief for her yearbook. She's a junior in high school right now, so I think it's not only important to highlight the positive effects youth pool has on its participants, but also on their family. Like my family is way better off now than I ever was growing up. My son and my daughter have like way more opportunities than I do. And I'm just grateful for having those individuals in my life to show me those things because you don't know what you don't know.
That's beautiful, Irvin. Thank you so much for sharing that. Luciano, do you want to share how YouthBuild helped prepare you for your career?
Yeah, YouthBuild allowed me to see what choices were out there and honestly made me focus on myself a lot more. The mental health days, the 2 weeks that we do, did make me genuinely think about what I wanted to do, especially when I was forced to think about my future. And it made me meet a lot of new people and focus on moving out, seeing that my household was toxic and I can't stay in those movements. I want to keep going. I want to go to college and I want to live. It's the best part.
Thank you. And Alex, would you like to share?
Oh yeah. YouthBuild helped me a bunch of ways. They helped me find a job. They helped me, you know, with I don't know. They just helped me with a bunch of things. Thanks to YouthBuild, I bought my first car because they helped me find job and a stable job. So I'm really grateful. I don't regret joining YouthBuild or come to YouthBuild. It's a bunch of fun. You find a bunch of careers that you could join. Uh and yeah, I don't know, I just love it. I don't regret it.
Thank you. So I'm gonna ask again, does anybody in our audience have a question that they would like to share? I would love to get an audience question. You can put it in the chat. Okay, here we go. For participants, what qualities do you value in your instructors and how have they helped you grow and learn? So who wants to take that first? Chelsy, do you want to take it? So again, the question is, what qualities do you value in your instructors and how have they helped you grow and learn?
The qualities that I value in my instructor, which is Mario, his patience, the way he teaches us, and how he cares for us. His communication is really good. He teaches you, he taught me how to be on time. I used to struggle with that. Thanks to him being strict, I really learned how to be on time, being clean, and say a lot of safety too.
Thank you. And Irvin, anyone else, any of our other panelists want to answer that question?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
For Chris, I would like to say that I could chew his ear off. I could honestly talk about a lot of topics that I'm going through, and it won't feel weird or strange. It'll feel like I'm talking to a friend. And then as well, he's there when I'm not so interested within schooling. Like if I'm talking and he introduces me to something I think it's going to be a good idea and I get scared and go away, he knows that I'll come back and eventually want to work on it. I won't get chased down or hound down. I'd rather get like opportunities given to me than like forced upon me, which I think that's like a big thing. Getting opportunities forced upon you can upset someone because you're trying to control them in some way, shape, or form.
Thank you. Irvin, do you want to share?
I've never been to another high school where you can walk in and the teacher is carrying a student's child while teaching the class. They actually care. I'm not saying that teachers in normal school districts don't care, but they care just a little more. To the point where they'll carry your child, or if you need to talk to somebody on the side, they'll talk to you as a not as a child or as a teenager, as a kid, as another human being. And I share this story often. Like when I was in youth, when my father passed away, and my instructors and my teachers and my counselors all threw a car wash for my dad. And that changed my life completely.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Alex, do you want to share anything about what you like about your instructors and what they've taught you and how they've helped you grow and learn?
Well, what I like about Daisy is she's really patient with you. So she'll be there to help you even though you don't ask for the help. She gives you the little push that you need. And yeah, I'm just like really grateful for Daisy for helping me through everything.
Thank you. Phil or Frank, would you like to take the question? Are you going to be offering your program in Sacramento or Northern California?
We would love to, absolutely. Yes. It just the way it works is that there would be a youth build program that would be initiated by a local group of a nonprofit organization or stakeholder group. So yeah, let's talk. If there's some follow-up we can do and try to promote an idea of a youth build program in Sacramento and other places in Northern California, we are ready to go. Absolutely.
And Frank, if you want to share our final slides with our contact information now so folks can see it for anyone who wants to follow up with us. I know a few people did ask in the chat if the slides would be shared out. So if you did RSVP using the Jotform link, they're automatically going to be shared with you after this. If you did not, you can just put your email address in the group chat or you can direct message me. I'll also put my email in the group chat and you can feel free to shoot me an email and I am happy to share the slides with you. And I think Frank is trying to get it up. I can also try to share our that final slide with the contact information on it as well. One moment. Okay. Can everyone see that slide? So This is our contact information. Please feel free to reach out to any of us. We would be happy to follow up with you. If you wanted to connect with any of our amazing panelists, you could also reach out to us and we'd be happy to connect you with them as well. Thank you so much to each of our panelists. Thank you, Chelsy. Thank you, Irvin. Thank you, Luciano. And thank you, Alex. I really, really appreciate you all taking time out of your busy day to share your YouthBuild experience with everyone else that we had here on our call today. We are now at kind of time, so we won't have time for any more questions here, but like we said, please feel free to reach out to us via email. If you scan that QR code there, we'll also take you to our website, to the partnership form, where you can fill out a form to partner with us as well. And there's also a slide on here. Let me see. Can I go to it? How to refer a young person to us. So if you are a social worker, or if you are here from a program that's looking to refer young people, this is how to refer a young person to us. So this is going to be in the slide as well. There's a link to our enrollment interest form, which is also on our website, youthbuildcharter.org. Just fill out the enrollment interest form and we can refer you to a site near you. If you're not in California, there are YouthBuild programs all over the country and the world. So just go to youthbuild.org/our-programs and you can find a YouthBuild program near you that way as well. Thank you again to everybody who came here today. And yes, Irvin put in there, shop Burlington. Right now, Burlington stores have a great fundraiser going on with YouthBuild. So if you have a Burlington store near you and you go and you shop there, you can have a percentage of the proceeds will go to YouthBuild that will be sent out via micro grants. So thank you so much, Irvin, for spotlighting that. I really appreciate it. You're always hustling and you really are a walking, talking billboard. So thank you again to everyone who was here. Like I said, I will share out the slides with folks who did RSVP and make sure that for folks who dropped their emails in the chat, I will also get them to you that way. Lindsay, did you have a quick question?
Oh, just about the Burlington collab. What's the time period?
I believe it ends May 14th. Anyone from YouthBuild Global, Antonio, out here who knows off the top of your head when the end date is?
You know what? I do not, but I'm more than happy to email it to you right after this.
Thank you. Thanks again, everyone who was here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll send out the flyer for the Burlington as well as the slide. So all of you who did RCP will get that as well. So thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have a wonderful National Apprenticeship Week. Thank you.